is this what anyone who plays this game wants?
People have already commented when they found out that the main character is going to be a single mom. They were like, oh boy.
Well, they needed more representation in video games. They've just been crying out for it for years.
Well,
I don't.
I like the woke bar is so ridiculous now. You know, it used to be like thing I don't like, and then they just put it in the like. I assume you don't actively hate single moms. I assume that's not like a huge problem for the far right. But like, I guess that is too considered woke. Yeah, why have a single mother as a protagonist in a video game? They should be single moms and suffering and trying to get all of our taxes in the form of welfare stamps. Come on, don't they live like queens? I'm often told. Persecuted people on the face of the planet, hashtag not all gamers, all that good stuff. If you do play the video games, even if you don't actually, I'm pretty sure you're aware of Grand Theft Auto. It is a series that has been mired with controversy since its early days. The original games actually used to be from a top-down perspective, but eventually on the PS2, Grand Theft Auto 3 kind of revolutionized video games forever. And while they didn't, I'd say, exclusively invent the sandbox format, which is basically an open world format, they certainly brought it to mainstream attention, and games have never really been the same since. They've also, like most video games, been the center of controversy because a lot of times the right wing likes to talk about how, you know, it's the left that's focused on policing behavior and policing people and policing what you do. But historically, it's always conservatives and the right who are concerned with policing what you do and what kind of media you absorb and making sure that, oh, won't someone think of the children? And Grand Theft Auto obviously has a lot of violence, a lot of crime embedded within it, and every game that comes out is subsequently more realistic, more adventurous, and in my opinion, more fun. It's a great series. I'm ashamed to say that I plugged so many hours into Grand Theft Auto 3. I don't think I've ever finished it. I think I put like close to maybe 50 or 60 hours. I know that's not a lot for gamers, but I put a lot of hours into that game without ever having completed the final handful of missions. You just eventually just end up going on rampages because everything they said is true. It turns you into a horrifyingly violent monster. Anyways, the new trailer for the next game dropped, and so did a ton of controversy with it. Actually, this is probably gonna get me a copyright strike. I'll have to describe the music and scenes that you're seeing so I don't get a copyright strike. Boats on water while song plays in background, probably 80s song, can't tell. We are at a strip club. We're now on the street as people dancing, DJ show, plane flying above. And here is the moment. I had to pause here, both for you to all enjoy it, also for the thumbnail to bring in a whole bunch of weirdos who are going to be like, what's this stream about? And, you know, maybe want to check it out for the first time or something. But it seems like, once again, digital representations of the human form are pissing some people off. This is what a lot of people have chosen to attack this time. You know, it's like, whoa, bubba. And there's more coming up, don't worry. I'm not going to deny all of you the secular flesh, because this is the only time I don't have to worry about it being TOS, because it's a video game and people are going to play the video game on their streams. It's a weird rule, you know, where like you can't really show a lot of skin on Twitch outside of like you can show tasteful cleavage, but it has to be female presenting. You can't be, you can show nipples if you're male presenting, and then you can only show a certain amount of cleavage if you're female presenting. Like the rules are definitely, you know, a little bit sexist, and then at the same, like there's a whole list of stuff with Twitch. But when it's a video game, it's okay. But there's some video games that have like all kinds of nudity in them. Like, are you supposed to turn off the stream when you get to that part? People dancing on a boat, alligator, a woman gyrating on the top of a car, the alligator is now in a store, some gunfire, chase sequence, a man holding his crotch, another man jumping on top of a car, a bunch of people covered in mud. There's an old lady with two hammers. You know, no idea if she's QAnon or not, but that could be part of it. You know, generally what looks to be a really fun video game. At least that was my takeaway. I was like, wow, that game looks awesome, and it's not coming out until 2025. So, you know, don't get too excited. Yeah, let's just say a lot of Florida men. A lot of Florida men in the commercial.
Ladies and gentlemen,
the
new Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer has dropped, and fans are concerned.
Oh, by the way, not on X. I just want to stress this because this is going to come up in the story. The trailer drops. It looks awesome, but they didn't upload the trailer to X. They uploaded a link to their YouTube channel where you can watch the trailer. And X is really mad about that. Or should I say Twitter? Sorry. Twitter's really upset about that. Very, very, very angry.
It will be woke. So for context, we will... Oh, actually, I don't even know if I can I play this?
Okay, so we've just seen it, so you don't need to watch his watch. But I want to know about how woke this game's going to be. Is there going to be pronouns? You know? Fucking modern day California shit?
Well, the trailer came out today. As one of the most anticipated games in history prepares for its to release its first trailer, fans have many questions about how it will turn out. A major question is whether or not the upcoming game will be woke. Which refers to a heavy focus.
That is it is a question asked by some. I mean, like, don't think the average person, when they consume all media or buy things or just, you know, operate in their everyday lives, give two fucks about this shit. Do you buy ketchup and while you're buying it, you're like, oh shit, wait, is this the woke one? Is this one woke? Did they like get all PC by changing their mascot from some weird racist representation into something else? I gotta look this up. Hold on. Well, we only have like 20 minutes. I know. I gotta find out if the catsup is woke. We gotta know if the catsup's woke. I got an app for this. It's gonna tell me if the ketchup is woke, and then we can buy some of that non-woke mayonnaise. Don't want any of that fucking soy cuck juice to get inside my system. No, I'm a real man.
Focus on political correctness and social justice commentary. I'm gonna go ahead and pause and say, yes, it will be.
Yeah, the fact that we're even raising that question, I feel like anytime they remake something, they just are like, and you know what this needs? Some gender queerty and just some more
Some gender queerty. Wow. Huh. Sounds like a really good bar.
LGBT. Like, is this what anyone who plays this game wants?
People have already commented when they found out that the main character is going to be a single mom. They were like, oh boy.
Well, they needed more representation in video games. They've just been crying out for it for years.
Well,
I don't.
Like, the woke bar is so ridiculous now, you know? It used to be like thing I don't like, and then they just put it in the, like, I assume you don't actively hate single moms. I assume that's not like a huge problem for the far right, but like, I guess that is too considered woke. Yeah, why have a single mother as a protagonist in a video game? They should be single moms and suffering and trying to get all of our taxes in the form of welfare stamps. Come on, don't they live like queens? I'm often told.
I don't understand is why these companies do this, because they know that's not their target audience, that's not what their, you know, viewership or usership wants, and they're going to face boycotts, but they continue to do it over and over again.
Now, we're getting mixed messages, okay? Some people are freaking out about this game for different reasons. Hold on. I don't know if you all saw this interaction, one of the funniest ones on Twitter, but a list of games I have not played. Grand Theft Auto, all of them. Elon Musk comes in. I tried, but I didn't like doing crime. Grand Theft Auto 5 requires shooting police officers in the opening scene. Just couldn't do it. Nope. Couldn't shoot those digital representations of police officers or do crime in a video game. That sounds a little too hard. Ooh. You know, like, what the fuck? This dude did the list of shit. He has been sued in multiple companies for having like abhorrent working conditions. He's also been sued for having fucking racist companies as well. Like the worker equality for people of color apparently in the plants is like, yeah, get ready for just unbridled racism in the Tesla factory. He tried to bribe one of his subordinates to have sex with him with a fucking horse. The guy's cars, I think at this point, have killed over 40 people. We're talking about the AI driven cars, not to mention been responsible for hundreds upon hundreds of accidents already. And again, that's not entirely just because the very concept of, you know, self-driving cars is inherently going to do that. It's because they kind of cut corners. If you have to look into it, like the actual like camera systems on Elon Musk's vehicles, they're not in 3 dimensions. They're still using 2-dimensional graphics, of which the AI then has to figure out based on the 2-dimensional cameras whether or not what they see has depth and things like that, which can make it quite tricky. And it'll default into a safety mode, which sometimes if it just randomly stops in the middle of the road, well, that can actually cause an accident in and of itself. Not to mention how many thousands of monkeys has this man killed? Like, just honestly, he tortured monkeys, and he like tried to defend himself for the torturing of monkeys by saying like, oh, well, those were the sick and dying monkeys that we at Neuralink were choosing to torture and kill. So they're not exactly, you know, like the happy monkeys you're thinking of. No, these ones were already suffering immensely, so we made them suffer more. Oh yeah, but we did eventually get to show you that really cool video of like a monkey keep playing Pong. So maybe that makes it all okay. You know, the whole thing's totally fine. Anyways, like again, the list of shit. I haven't even gotten into spreading fucking white supremacist conspiracy theories, anti-Semitic conspiracy theories, homophobic conspiracy theories, all of the stuff that he's using his massive platform that he's bought himself to then bring into the world to incite and promote racism. But yeah, apparently playing a bad guy in a video game or doing crime in a video game is just like, you know, haram. Like it's absolutely just beyond the pale. And then Ian Miles Chong, a guy who did a swatting of someone and got a dog killed in a flashbang, yeah, is also on board with, doing crime in video games bad. I'm glad shooting cops in Cyberpunk 2077 is completely optional. Never finished Grand Theft Auto 5 either. Did you play the game for like 10 minutes, Ian? I have to ask. Because, I mean, spoiler warning for what happens after the first hour of the game, but did you get to the part where you gotta like nuke civilian populations and kill thousands of people? Did you get to that part? Don't shoot the, you know, digital representation of police officers in a video game. That one is, oh, that's egregious. But yeah, let's slaughter fucking thousands of civilians because it's part of the campaign. Got to do it, right? Gotta do it. So cool stuff. Yeah.
So good. The franchise is so good. It's gonna sell no matter what, and they want to indoctrinate and give another perspective on life. Like, have you ever thought, hey, 15-year-old boy, have you ever thought what it was like to be a ex-convict single mother? Well, you should. I don't.
Maybe that's good. Oh.
I don't know if that's the angle. I think it's more like some two things happen. Rockstar hires a 24-year-old 10 years ago, and you know, they're working in the mailroom or something. 10 years later, they're in marketing and they're in their mid-30s. And they say, okay, so we're going to finally be it's been how long? Like 10 or longer than 10 years, right? Since GTA 5 came out. And they're like, we're going to be launching Grand Theft Auto 6. Finally, the game is done. I'm sorry, actually, we should.
By the way, just so you all know, because I have played quite a few of the games in the series, this was in 2008. 2000. You couldn't do this today. Not with today's anti-woke fucking, you know, soy culture. You try doing this today, holy fuck. Yeah, can't do this anymore. Even if it's not for the prime consoles. Yeah, oh, no.
Go back in time a few years. They said, we're conceptualizing this game. What should we do? And this person said, well, if you want to get people our age, you've got to make it, you know, social justice. And the character should be a woman. It should be a woman of color. It should be all centered around marginalized peoples. And they were like, really? Marketing guy comes in and says, look, GTA 5 sold 70% of games to men. We got teenagers, we got gifts for kids, but it's almost entirely young males. How do we double our market? I'll tell you this.
I'll tell you this. You have no fucking idea what the plot of this game is. What are you basing this on? Like this wild speculation that this is what happens behind the scenes. Well, I mean, Disney, right? Disney went super woke. Yeah, it was because of that one woman, and then she came in and she wokeified Disney. Yeah, and then they participated in the Great Wokening. So I'm guessing the same thing happens here. You know, GTA basically hired someone when they were 24, and now that person is trying to make the whole series woke. What's woke about the trailer? I'm getting mixed messages because I'm about to show you a whole bunch of people who are super upset about this right now because apparently the game is like promoting pornographic and degenerate behavior with This Is Evil. Ban GTA 6. Ban it. None of this. Agreed. Ban GTA 6. Ban it. Has boobas. But also don't ban it because it's woke. And it's woke indoctrination. By the way, I think it was over a year now, but maybe a year and a half ago, Jackson Hinkle was doing hot tub streams before he was banned on Twitch, and yeah, this apparently is okay, but this is you gotta ban it, ban this, and this is this, and this is bannable though. But yeah, good to know. Twitter is limiting the reach of Rockstar Games' Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer posts with the YouTube link. While you can view it directly, you can't see if you're viewing a reply. It seems to be a retaliation for not posting the trailer video on Twitter. This post is unavailable. What a trailer. All right, I'm going to need 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, number 6 with extra dip, number 7, 2 number 45s, 1 cheese, and large soda. Sorry about the leaks, but thank you for all the hard work on this. Very excited, says Among Us. Massive dub. Thank you, Mr. Rockstar. Interesting. Linda explicitly called out Rockstar Games for posting. Linda Yaccarino, the CEO of Twitter. Rockstar Games gaming is one of our most popular topics. Drop that trailer here. Give the people on X what they want. Not at all. Spewing desperation. Fucking cringe of the highest order.
People making makeup channels and they're dudes.
And they backed drag becoming trendy because not only are drag queens men who put on makeup, but they wear a lot of makeup. So you're buying a ton of products then.
Yep.
I feel like the
capitalism.
Women are.
That's the history of drag queens. That's how they came to exist, right there. It was all marketing. And then they realized, well, how could we make the most amount of money? And then it's basically, how fabulous are you? And the more fabulous you are, the more money they'll make. So it just went hand in hand, obviously.
Are oftentimes more left-leaning, obviously, but also
drag queens are not a huge portion of the population. Don't logic this shit, okay? The whole, you're getting fucking hard facts and truth bombs delivered to you fucking streamlined right now.
So more permissive of inclusivity. Yeah. So I think, you saw with Bud Light such backlash because it was a male-dominated market. So I'm curious to see,
You saw such backlash because of this fucking show. And all the other shows that were really upset about something that, honestly, it's so fucking beyond childish. I would say it was childish if it wasn't actually putting people's lives at more risk. You are getting people who get mad enough at a fucking beer can to go, fucking call in bomb threats or bring guns into institutions or fucking hospitals, children's hospitals, schools, shit like that. So, yeah, it does have real-world consequences. But it's all because all the fake outrage prints you cash, and you don't have to actually be concerned about real-world problems. You don't have to be concerned about working conditions or about the exploitation of labor or about sexual harassment or about fucking war crimes being committed in part due to the funding that you are providing through your tax dollars. That kind of shit. You get to turn it all off and get real mad at Bud Light and Dylan Mulvaney. And then, oh no, Kid Rock is shooting the cans because he's horny or something. Oh no, he's actually drinking Bud Light, so he's a traitor to the cause. And oh no.
In these male dominated industries, if they continue to kind of push back again.
Women famously don't drink beer. Also true. Yeah. Women have never tasted or enjoyed a cold beverage. That is a male dominated arena.
It's this stuff more so than women did.
I feel like, and it's not my area of expertise, but with video games and comic books and things that I think of as more traditionally masculine spaces, even when there's a little bit of backlash, it's not enough to change the company's mind. The company just does it anyways. It's like it doesn't respect the people that are at its core. It knows ultimately they'll play the game because they want to see it.
What's a female space? If male spaces are, like football and video games and sports and stuff like that, what's a female space? Like movies, you could say you can go either way. It just depends on the movie.
Salon, spa type?
Yeah, I was going to say salon, beauty industry.
I was so curious where they were going to go with that. By the way, dudes, you're missing out. You're missing out. Nothing like a good little bubblies and a massage to have yourself a good time. It doesn't have to be this way. In the only space dominated by women, which is of course the spas, salons. Yeah. That's where women go to do womanly things, I imagine.
Women are much more socially based, and so I would think, traditionally for a long time, it was volunteer organizations were predominantly led by women. That's a little bit, that's not as true now because we don't really partake in cultural community events. I think in some ways, online.
By the way, whenever they talk about their gendered stereotypes, it almost always exclusively ignores the LGBTQ plus community because, gay men have been going to bathhouses and spas and doing all manner of things in those places for quite some time now and enjoying themselves, I will say. Enjoying themselves a lot, quite a bit. Yes, having a gay old time. But that doesn't count because, again, they're talking about cis straight men. That's men's spaces. Football. Yes, football, cis straight men. Come on. I like to throw pigskin and catch it.
And it would be the lifestyle vlogger, the mommy vlogger, the fashion content. It would be things that are more about that. You're seeing a crossover of women. I see a lot of push for women's DIY projects, women using power tools because it's them fixing up their house. But that's ultimately them being in a domestic, traditionally female space.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that helps you with your question, but that's where I see women. I don't know if you see women out and about.
People are saying the Saints Row reboot was bad. Cyberpunk was bad. I don't know. You know, maybe. I mean, there's a
well, that's never stopped you before, Tim. Come on, give your opinion on something you don't know anything about.
an element of politics in a lot of these games, but I wonder why they just don't make it so you can, you know, I don't know, design your own character.
You can do that in Cyberpunk. So now I know you haven't played it. That's the first part of the game before you start playing. You even get to customize. Oh, you won't like that part. But anyways, it is a part of the game. You get to create a character.
Like with Baldur's Gate, we talked about that. Baldur's Gate 3 comes out, and you can literally make your character some kind of freakish abomination.
Mm-hmm.
You can make it like a orcish woman with a beard and just go wild with it.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
mean,
make some kind of...
wait, sorry. I thought you didn't like that kind of stuff. I thought a woman with a beard is bad. That's a gender queerality, or however you put it earlier. So wait, that's okay? You're fine with this now? Okay.
Monster.
That's effectively true in the Sims 2 games. I know there's like 100 of them now, which I think of as being very popular among women, but they're not as fantasy oriented. They're not as sort of sci-fi. Also, they don't tend.
You can choose dong size in Baldur's Gate 3. I know you could in Cyberpunk. Yes, I enjoyed the dong customization, but I didn't know you have that in Baldur's Gate 3 as well. Wow. You see, nowadays, video games, more options than ever before. You know, you can have or not have dong. You can also increase or decrease the size of your dong. You can go from micro dong all the way to macro dong. Yeah.
To go on quests, they just sort of live at home and have relationships, and then you decorate their house. It's essentially a virtual dollhouse.
I think what they're thinking with GTA is that so the big issue people are pointing out is the main character's.
So I didn't know how much they're not gamers, but I guess now it's kind of apparent, because I remember we watched when Tim Pool plays Mario Kart with Matt Walsh and Michael Knowles and someone else, and like you could tell Tim Pool had played Mario Kart with like people in the past, where the other ones were just like, I think I'm going backwards. Yeah, I hate trans people. So I assumed he was a little bit more of a gamer, but yeah, I mean if they're fumbling on this one so badly, it's like Grand Theft Auto is gone woke because the protagonist is a single mom, and yeah, I mean I just want a game where you can customize your character. Really, that's all I want. I mean that was the problem with Cyberpunk, right? I mean, why not just have that as an option?
Female, it's never been done before, and I'm not, you know, I agree with some of the counter critique. It's just because they make a character that's female that you play does not inherently make the game woke or whatever. They might be.
Wow. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm so happy to hear that. So emphasize. Was it the fact that single mother was added to it? Or is the protagonist not white enough? Oh, you don't want to say that part out loud, though.
Thinking like, well, yeah, we've done nothing but dudes. I mean, maybe we make a female character. But I'm just, you know, if you guys have played GTA, right?
Yep.
You've never played GTA?
No, I've never played GTA.
You guys, look at this.
See, we're not the target audience.
No, we're not.
Why would I want to pick up a game where I'm going to run around opening fire onto random cars, mercilessly beat people in the street, steal things, and there's a whole lot of other really awful things you can do in the game, but do it as a woman. It's like, okay.
Wait. So, I mean, I really want to do those things as a guy. As a guy, I don't want to role play. You know, it would take me out of it, you know, disassociation or whatever. But yeah, I mean, as a dude, I want to do all that. I'd love to just open fire on a whole bunch of civilians, you know, crash some cars into a bunch of buildings, rob people, do a whole bunch of fucking terrible, awful shit. Terrible stuff, but just as a dude, all right? None of that gay stuff. Don't want to get confused.
In every game, you're a guy and you can run around and just beat random people and shoot them and just do all this crazy shenanigans. But now it's like you're a woman doing it. Okay, so here's the
Oh man, I'm kind of curious. I feel like you bit off a lot here.
The game. You're a woman, you run around Miami, you run up to a random guy and swing at him, and then he punches you one time and you're dead and you wake up in the hospital.
So
My video game's not realistic. GTA, when are they gonna be realistic? Yeah, what do you want? Did you want a 100% accurate portrayal of everyday life? Did you want a game, that mundane office simulator where you just wake up, make breakfast, go to work, come home, watch TV, feel depressed, and then do it again just forever? And that's like, yeah, okay. It's that very, very awesome office physics they got. You know, you really feel like you're clacking away the keyboard when you're playing it. Yeah, you got to clock in and out at 8.5 to 9 hours, depending on whether or not you're working overtime that weekend. You don't really get a lot of choice in the matter. It's your boss who decides most of that for you. It's fucking, yeah, it's super hardcore office simulator.
Okay, with
Wasted.
GTA, are you like trying to accomplish something? Is there
there's a storyline, and then there's missions, and then GTA 5 is heavily online.
Yeah, I feel like the way you're
Case closed. Yeah, I mean, you can. There's a non-online version you can play through, which is the storyline, the one you mentioned before. And then, yes, there's missions you can play. There's side quests, of course, like most. It's open world, sandbox, if you will. So there's you could just like fucking burn hours doing random shit all day and not actually make any progress in the game at all. You can also go on killing sprees. You can go on crime sprees if you want. It's up to you. It's kind of like the player gets to choose. That's the whole appeal of the open world, open sandbox games, is that you get to decide what you want to do when you play it. And you could be a very horrible person if you wanted. You could just run around killing people. I mean, if you're looking for hardcore realism, I wouldn't recommend the GTA series in general.
you're describing it, you would want the strongest character, right? Yeah, and it's like this push that we're seeing, you know, with women in combat roles or as police officers. So there's videos that go viral. I think there was one this week of, you know, 4 or so police officers unable to subdue one male. So I would think that you would want the man to be your character if you're playing this game.
Unless their storyline is like she's going to go beat up her ex-boyfriend who's the reason she's in prison.
No, look. I've played every GTA since the first one on PC, which was a top-down view, and like you can barely see your little guy and you're running around. It's funny. Then GTA 3 comes out and it's 3D and we're all excited. I have never played the missions. Never. The moment
Okay, that's a lie. One of the two can't be true. You can't have played through a lot of these games and not played a single mission. Usually the first or second mission you have to accomplish to then unlock the ability to go throughout the rest of the thing and do whatever the fuck you want. And if you're just playing these games for just like, I just want to blow shit up. Yeah, I mean, you'll be able to blow shit up way more fun if you actually make a little progress into the game and get some good shit. If you actually like start amassing different vehicles and headquarters and guns and shit like that, like you don't, it's not like the start of the game you can just do whatever the fuck you want.
Get GTA, I turn it on, and I immediately just walk around, steal a car, crash into buildings, launch in the air, explore the map, and just go totally hog wild. So I propose someone mod the game, assuming it comes out for PC, I think it is, and they can call it Realistic Edition, and you can play as the same woman. And when you run up to a guy and swing at him, it doesn't hurt him, and then he hits you.
It's like you contribute nothing to the actual discourse of like people and their criticisms of perhaps like, you know, the games they like, and all you want to do is just do a sexism because women are weak. Because women are weak and men are stronger than women. So like if a woman was a protagonist in a video game, like every single man would have the ability to beat the fuck out of her. That's just like realism. So make a mod, get out there, do it. Come on, one of my fans spend hours fucking coding a mod for GTA 6 when it comes out in 2025. Hopefully you remember this, and just make sure you do an edition where like a woman cannot beat a man in a fight, because that's real life.
Once you go down when you go down, it goes wasted. And then when you wake up, you're walking out of the hospital. And if you get arrested, you're walking out of the police station. Same thing. The woman swings at a guy, hits him, nothing happens. He punches one time, and then you go down. Well, that'll be the game.
It'd be more interesting. It would be
much more realistic.
Yeah. Because then you'd have to figure.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. Yeah, conservatives, what are you waiting on? There's a gold mine here. He's giving it away for free. You know, Daily Wire is already making the greatest comedies of all time, and then they're replacing Hollywood, so you should be able to replace mainstream video games. Just get out there, make your own, you know, anti-woke Grand Theft Auto, and then the entire game is just you play as a woman who is just categorically weak because women are physically weak. And that's the game. And yeah, don't worry about storyline, writing, characters, anything. The whole game, start to finish, is just you run around trying to accomplish things, but you can't because you're a weak-ass woman. And then, yeah, game over. Wasted.
Figure out how to live in this weird, brutal society that you're in as a woman and if you're a male
Well,
player,
don't commit crimes.
But that's the thing, like if you're a male player, you're maybe used to having these strong guys who beat people up. You don't go to the hospital as often. And if you had to play as a female character, like maybe it makes it more challenging because you're not as good at fighting or whatever. It would change the purpose of the game. Like maybe you would spend more time scaling buildings and doing something else. And then that's
No, because that requires upper arm strength, which again, we've determined that women just simply do not have, so they wouldn't be able to even scale buildings. Unfortunately, I mean, like that could be something that you try to do, like you walk up to a wall and then you try to climb it and then you fall to your death instantly. Wasted. Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
one of the reasons that I think video games that are targeted towards men and women are slightly different. They are drawn towards different activities. Their brains are rewarded by different behaviors. So it doesn't sound interesting to me to walk around and beat up, ladies of the night in GTA. But
oh, it's crazier than that. I mean, the game, it's nuts. But Serge, do you remember San Andreas?
Yes, I do.
That was the one where your guy could get fat, right?
Yeah. If you
I hope they do that
at the fast food place.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. In GTA San Andreas, you could go to the gym and start working out, and your guy would get ripped, or you could go to the fast food place and just keep eating burgers, and he would get fatter and fatter.
This is
and
a
fatter.
good life
That's
lesson.
fun.
These are great video games.
Okay, but I gotta tell you, if they do that in GTA 6, it will be the best game ever. Because I will take that lady and I will slam burgers until she is massive, and then have her.
Like, just the things that you want in life seem really weird. Like, I want a video game that tells the truth, that's realistic, that shows that women aren't physically strong and then women just get beat up the whole fucking time. I also want this feature where, like, I can force her to eat as much as, like, I want to, and I'm gonna make her, like, morbidly obese, and then I'm gonna, like, watch her get beat up while she's morbidly obese. Like, that sounds like a fucking badass video game.
Just like bounce around Miami.
Then she could roll people over. Maybe she would have more ways to defend herself.
I don't know if the game would allow anything like that. But just like playing as having this morbidly obese woman trying to get into cars, and just like, yeah, it'd be
just a tank, just so heavy. Just every hit is just a haymaker to everybody she encounters. Man, I can see that. That'd be fun.
But she gets tired really quickly.
Oh yeah. That agility definitely.
It's not there.
The agility perks for sure. Yeah.
Thanks for watching this clip from the.
Woo! I learned some things. Well, anyways, long story short, everybody, the Grand Theft Auto trailer looks entertaining, and now we get to find out whether or not it will or will not, in fact, be woke, depending on when the game is released. But there's a lot of speculation. Half the right is divided on this. Some people think that the whole thing is way too scary because it's violent, and you have to, like, do crime in a video game, and that part's kind of ooh boo. And then other people think that the whole thing is a monstrous disaster promoting pornography. And then other right-wingers think that perhaps the whole thing is woke because the protagonist is either a trans woman, a single mother, or a, non-male cis superhero space marine. We need more white space marines.
Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Can you please hit the like and subscribe button and maybe leave a comment? It really does help the videos out. But first, the people who produce everything you see before you and make this entire channel possible: Amazing Fletch, Anna Loves Riley, Ariane McCarthy, Cheryl Alvarez, Doug Caddy, Everything Important, Hagbard Celine, Multimondi, Omni, Peanut Butter Blondie, Political Puppy, Quiet 185, Rachel K, Riley and Anna, Roller Dragon, Ruby K, Cernicus, Spinach Monster, Stellar Vision, Sebastian DeMel, Trevbot.exe, Words Greenwood, and Travis McClinton. And also, thank you to every other person who helps fund this show. Their names are on the screen right now. It would not be possible without every single one of them. We cannot thank you enough. And if you want to join the Patreon, please come to patreon.com/theserfs and help us exist.